Okay, amazing. Hi, Bettina. Thank you so much for taking the time to do the interview together for the Venus Guide. We were already talking for like an hour, but yeah, it was super nice to catch up. We've known each other for a while, and yeah, for everyone listening, tell us who you are, what you do, and what excites you in life.
Yes. So hi one more time after literally speaking for 1 hour. I am so grateful to be here, truly. As I said just before, that this is, I think, my first interview in English. So I was a bit nervous in the beginning, but you know, it kind of disappeared, and I also have the trust. So yeah, I'm so happy to be here, and I just love everything you do. So yeah, I'm super grateful as well to be part of this journey.
Thank you.
Who am I? Well, I am a professional dancer, a contemporary dancer, performer. Started dancing when I was 2.5 years old, and I'm 28 now. So yeah, I've been doing this for quite some time. And since a few years, I started to realize that I want to kind of get to know more about life in general, not just being in the theaters every day from the morning till the evening and living this quite strict life. But I just want to kind of enjoy life as well. And yeah, just get to know more people, get to know what's going on, on the other side of the theater. And I started to dive deep into practices like breathwork and somatic practices and meditation and yeah, I just felt that I need to heal so many traumas which were stuck in my body for many years, and I had a lot of health issues and a lot of problems, and actually no one could really help to me. So I think I kind of like yeah, find my way. And I'm on this way since 5 or 6 years now, and just constantly learning and constantly doing and yeah. So yeah, these days I'm not just only performing, but also holding space for others, offering workshops and retreats and one-on-one sessions to people who wants to connect with their bodies, who wants to heal their bodies, maybe with movement or with breathwork, because it's just something super important and super beautiful way to heal
Yeah,
traumas
yeah.
or many different things.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. I would really love to know, you just mentioned that, first of all, you've been dancing basically all your life. When did you start dancing professionally with this very strict schedule? How would a usual schedule look like for you? And would you still have time to tap into your body before you perform or practice for a performance? And or how did you like carve this time out? I would be really curious to know.
Yeah. So I went to ballet school when I was, yeah, so as I said, I started very early, and it was a really nice school here in Hungary, because I'm from Hungary. And I went to the ballet academy when I was 10. I lived in a student hostel at age 10, but I was just so heartbroken by leaving my family behind. So after a few months, I asked my mom. I was just crying every day, and I was like, no, I need to move home. I need to move back, and so I did that, and at age 14, I went to a really nice dance school, just like quite professional. And at age 16, I started to already work with a dance company here in Hungary. But I still did my studies and everything, but they just selected me to some of their dance performances, which was quite a big thing to
Mhm.
already earn money when you are 16, and then being on stage and having nice roles. And yeah, it was really a lovely thing. And then I
That
started my professional. Hmm?
gives me goosebumps.
Really, it was just like a really beautiful opportunity. But now, like talking about it, I never really talked about it. Like, I don't know, like it was just so natural or so organic. Like it was never really a special thing. I just felt like, okay, I'm putting all my energy and all my effort into that. It cannot go other way. Or like, like it just need to be like this. And yeah, when I was 19, that was my first time when I actually I came out from school, and I got contract from different dance companies, and I felt that, oh my God, I just came out from school, like studying so much in this structured way. I was like, I need some freedom here. So I was a freelancer for a season when I worked
Mhm.
with different choreographers, different companies in Hungary. And then after that, yeah, like I joined to a company here in Hungary. And at some point I felt that, okay, now I literally worked with almost everyone who I wanted to work with here in the country. And I just felt that, okay, now I would love to try out myself abroad as well. So I applied for a dance company in the Netherlands. I got the contract. It was a beautiful year. And then I felt that, okay, like now I actually want to go to my dream dance company, which was in Sweden, in Gothenburg. And I did get the contract from 1,200 applications, and yeah, it was just insane. So since I know myself, I'm dancing. And about the question, usually our life is a bit strict, but also you can find the beauty in it. So usually you start your day in the morning, you have a warm-up class, and after you are going to rehearsals, then you have a little lunch break, and after you go back to the studio to rehearse. And then if you have shows in the evening, then you might have a little break in between. So maybe we finish our rehearsals a bit earlier, and then you have the break to rest and do whatever, and then the shows in the evening. But if we don't have a shows, then the rehearsals goes a bit more until, let's say, 5, 6, and then after that you are free. But what I started to feel at some point, that it's so beautiful that, I have a structure in my life, but still it's just so exhausting, not just physically but also mentally, to be there focused the whole day, working again working always with many dancers at the same time. So every time when I went home, I just felt so tired, drained, and I could literally do nothing. So
Yeah.
this is why, like these days, I started to feel that I need to, make a decision to step out from this. Otherwise, I cannot fully focus on the things what truly makes me happy these days. Because at some point, I started to feel that even though I'm doing what I always wanted to do, it's just not enough for me in a way. Like I just felt that I want to learn more things, and I just want to try out different things as well. Like, and then because I had no energy to do that, I made a choice, and yeah, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing these days. Oh, and you were asking the practice before the shows, the rituals. Yes, I do have ritual, what I
Yeah.
do always. And I think literally since age like 16, my mom like opened a word for me with essential oils.
Ah, wow.
So I was every time, like when I was dancing in different companies, everyone knew that I am their person if they needed some essential oils. I just love to use essential oils before the show because it just helps so much to focus, to come to ground myself. Yeah, I don't know. This is my big ritual. I always do essential oils before my show, and then I have a little like meditation. And while making my makeup, I always listen my music, and that's kind of my ritual. Like it's kind of like a half an hour ritual. It can be a bit longer or shorter. It really depends like how much time do I have. But yeah, like this is what
Beautiful.
I always use. And I
Yeah,
think
this,
I never step to the stage before, like without doing that.
wow. That's insane. Like that discipline to, not only show up on stage every single time, but then also having the discipline to carve out that time before. I think that's really, really strong. Do you have a favorite scent for the essential oils?
These days, yes. I went to India last year and then I find this amazing brand. It's called Japa Creative. It's like a small brand, but their sandalwood oil is just incredible. It's really incredible. And I was giving this to my friends and people I love. And then of course, like I just didn't have enough. And then I was like, shit, like, how can I get this? This is the best oil I ever tried. And then I contacted them and I figured that the owner is actually Dutch. So it's just so easy to order from now on from them because yeah, they have some products also in the Netherlands, so they can ship you from the
Amazing.
Netherlands. So yeah, I'm using their sandalwood every day, every single day. And usually everyone is saying that, oh my God, you smell so amazing. And they always think that this is such a like, like a expensive, super special perfume. And then I always tell them that, oh, it's just sandalwood.
And sandalwood is also one of my favorite smells. I think it's cooling, but it's also grounding, and it's also so warm. Like I just feel like it has everything, and I think it's so interesting. I think I mentioned this in another interview. I'm not completely sure, but like the sense of smell is like so immediate. Like it's like the one smell that we can control the least, and that goes like directly to the part of our brain that is connected to memories, which I think is just so interesting as a concept somehow, and the magic of being like a human and having a central experience of this world, and which also ties back to what you said about like working with your body and um, like what you're kind of being called to do in this world as well. And I know that you're starting to, or have been, of course, not only starting to, but like build your own community and your own brand. And yeah, I would really love to know what is your experience. I mean, we also met through a community. I say this in every interview because it's true. We met through the Muses by Amanda, which is a Kundalini yoga, not only a Kundalini yoga program, but also that. And I wanted to know, like, being a dancer and like working at dance companies and being with like probably an insane amount of people every single day in a very intense exchange, also physically very close. You really have to learn to trust each other very quickly, probably. I would like to know from you, like, what is your experience being in these kind of circles and communities, and what is like your takeaway of now creating your own community?
Wow, so many thoughts. Ooh, yes, I think it's so amazing to grow up and to have these close communities around you who can really support you and who can really you can really rely on them. But at the same time, I f- sorry. Sorry, I
Okay.
have to start over. Is it okay?
Yes.
I just have so many thoughts and I just don't know like which part do I want to share. Wait, um,
It's
just give
no
me a
worries.
sec.
Yeah, yeah, take your time. I also wanted to say, I mean, you're also a projector, you know? It's really hard for you to be around people all day, every day, and not having like this downtime for yourself. So
Oh,
that's very,
actually, this is what I wanted to.
yeah.
Yeah, this is what I wanted to say that like when you were saying that like I'm working with so many people, this is true. And as a projector, like I just did never really understood that why I'm so overwhelmed by working with a lot of people and why I'm like drained after like spending even just like a few hours with many people. And then when I met with human design, I think it was also around like 6 years ago. And then I realized that I'm a projector, like I got to know that I'm a projector and started to get to know more info about human design in general. I was like, "Oh, damn it, like Jesus Christ." Also, like one super important fact about projectors that they are super efficient, which means that sometimes you don't need to work like, let's say 8 hours a day, because maybe you're just working 1 or 2 hours, but then it's so like you can be so productive in those hours that like you can just literally rest the rest of the day. And also rest is a really important fact. being a projector, because you do need to rest and integrate, and you need to meditate. And every time when I'm giving myself the permission to rest and do nothing, those are the most precious moments when all my creative ideas coming into life. So this is why I feel like I was struggling a lot, if I'm truly honest, here. I was struggling so much as a dancer, because it's just so super beautiful to be in these communities, and like it's amazing. But at the same time, my nervous system really needed just much less people around me and much more time for myself, being alone. And also, it's another thing that for me it's really important to feel that I am seen.
Mhm.
And when I danced in this big company in Sweden, we were 35 dancers. And then so like I never really felt that I had the possibility of being fully seen by a choreographer, right? Because it's just so many dancers. And then I just felt really, yeah, like frustrated, but just sad in general, that I'm putting myself out there, I'm putting my effort and energy into that, and I just never really have the recognition, which is not about ego. It's really not about that. But for me, it's even like it doesn't need to show in a dance piece that the choreographer sees me. So it's not about like being the, I don't know, the soloist in a piece, but just in general to have the space to connect on a deeper level, and then
Yeah.
to just get to know each other. And I feel these days I'm really, because I left Sweden last summer, and in this past 1 year I really, really kind of learned how I love to work with others and what I love to do. And yeah, and that was the moment when also this new project, this new brand I'm creating kind of like came through in me. Like I realized that I wanna create a space to people where they can be seen and where we can connect on a deeper level. And I also, okay, maybe it sounds a bit like crazy. I'm sorry that I'm a bit like talking about so many things, but
No,
I
no,
really
I love
love to, I really love to connect with people on a really deep level. For me, a conversation, I don't, honestly, I know it sounds weird, but I don't enjoy a conversation when we are just talking about super normal things, like what did you eat or what kind of vitamins do you take at this moment. Like I really need to go deep. And I also yesterday had a beautiful conversation with a friend when I shared with her that, look, like I feel like our relationship is a beautiful thing what we have, but I feel like I want to go deeper, because I need this depth in our relationship, and I want to see you without all your masks. And I feel this is what I'm practicing so much these days. And I'm really selecting the artists who I'm working together with, because I just want to see the human behind the art. And I just wanna, I don't know. And maybe probably this is why for me to connect fully with the dance world is a bit tricky. Right now, I feel like I'm kind of creating more distance from this world, even though I'm a dancer, but trying to find some new ways. How can I perform without feeling that someone is using me?
Yeah, that's really
Yeah.
beautiful for sharing. And I think it was I could really see your energy shift when you were just saying that. So it felt very connected. It didn't feel scattered in in how you shared. And yeah, I can really relate to that or imagine that. I think a group dynamic is something very different than a one-on-one dynamic like we have here. We can really like go into like all the little things that are being said. We can do like a little bit of a deep dive. Where I think in a group, I always feel like there's always so much moving, and it's you really have to be more in the flow of the things, and it's less about grounding or anchoring each little thing that is being said or expressed. Like, maybe in the dance context it's more about expression in general. And I think it's not about, like you said, being seen in the sense of, oh, all the attention has to be on me, but it's an energetic kind of thing. And I can really imagine that in this kind of group setting where there's so much energy being thrown in by everyone, 35 people who are all very expressed probably, and the way they move, yeah, it's just a lot. And I think that, I mean, I'm not a human design reader, but you also have the number, the 5 profile, and I think that's like the hero, like something about being heroic, right? So, and I said before we pressed record, I already said, you're, to me, you're like a rock star because you have such an aura, I think, on stage, and you work with really, really great artists. I know some, like you worked with Sarah Klang. I really love her. I know she's Gothenburg based. I used to work for a Gothenburg based company, Nudie Jeans. You might know them, and they, yeah, I think have worked together with Sarah Klang before, or she created a playlist actually. There used to be a project some years ago. I don't think they have it anymore, where artist friends of the Nudie Jeans founders or team curated by playlists, and the one by Sada Klang was one of my favorite ones as well. So I know you worked with her, for example, or like now, I don't know how to pronounce it, RYX,
R-
Ryx?
Ryex, yeah, Ryex, and his beautiful band. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, and then you just, I feel like, have a really great presence on stage, and it's very, very special. And it's also important to, create that space for you, I think, to allow yourself to be expressed in that way. But coming back to now your own brand, it's called Waves of Her, right? And
Yes.
it has this beautiful logo with the rose, because that's also your second name, right? Amazing.
Yeah, yeah. Everything is just so connected here. Just I think like people doesn't really know, but I can say so much about like how the name were created actually.
Yeah, yeah. Do you want to tell us?
I can, and if it's not interesting, you can just cut it out.
No, I don't.
Yeah,
I
so
actually don't cut anything. I usually don't cut anything because I love to
okay.
for a conversation to just be raw, and there will be hiccups and things. So I usually don't do any cuts.
Well, sorry about the previous one. But yeah, so Waves of Her came from a page I created a random Instagram page for myself, I think around like 6 years ago, because I loved taking analog photos. So I was sharing them on my social media, and the name was Waves of Bettina. And why waves? Because my first tattoo was this waves tattoo.
Cute.
Yes. My yes, it's really cute. For the people who are listening, I was showing my body to Ramona. But yes, so I have this cute tattoo, and I was like, oh, waves, and also like why it was wave. I was in Tel Aviv in Israel long time ago, I think 8 years ago, when I was in the sea, and then this waves just came, and sometimes pushed me super down, and sometimes I came up, and then by surrounded by those waves, I kind of like had this beautiful realization that, oh my God, like I literally feel that in this water, I'm just experiencing the energy of life in general. And sometimes you are really down, and sometimes you are really up. And then, like even though you are up, you know that another down moment will come, and then it's just so beautiful to just surrender. And then also when you are done, you know that a moment when you're coming up to the surface is gonna also come. And then it just really inspired me as an artist. So yeah, I created this page for my analog pictures, and at some point, yeah, like I just stopped doing it. But then my love for analog photos were always there since, yeah, I think around like 6 7 years. And when I was thinking about the brand's name, I was thinking so much, and at some point I just let go of everything, and I was just meditating, and just I was like, whatever, it will come, the name will come. And then just one moment, while I was doing a meditation, it just came Waves of Her, because I do wanna keep the waves off as of my, I don't know, my previous thing for analog photos, and also in this page. on the Instagram, I'm only sharing so all the photos made by me in the past years with my analog camera. So I feel this is something which I would love to keep because I think it's so precious, and the energy and also the money is there. It's not just like a random photo with my phone. And yeah, I just really want to put all my energy and effort into this thing. So yeah, so the name, this is how the name came true. And also the her is just, the female, the woman, but also it's just Waves of Her is just such a juicy name. So many things inside. Like as a female, we have so many waves, and also the rose. The rose, actually, I got a rose from a person who means so much to me. And then there was a picture about that rose, and then I find a beautiful tattoo artist, and I ask her to create a tattoo for me with this rose. So actually, the rose what we are using in the logo is the tattoo I have on my arm. It's here. It's
Wow.
the
Oh,
red
so
rose. So
very cool.
everything is connected, and every detail is created somehow organically, naturally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I can really relate to wanting to keep a certain like identity of what you've built over a long period of time. It's how I feel about my brand as a brand consultant. And I always have this sentence, a story about interconnectedness. Like also 5 years ago when I first started, I still called it No Rain, No Flowers. And it was about if we don't invest if we don't invest into healthy supply chains, because that's my background, and it was about I offered supply chain sustainability consulting. I was like, if we don't invest in that, we're never going to bloom as a brand, right? And then things developed more creatively, and now I'm also doing brand experience, but this baseline uh, always stayed the same, a story about interconnectedness, because this is really what I feel like. We are all, like you just said, everything is connected and we are all connected. And I think it's something we forget so easily on a day-to-day basis, and that we really, I feel a strong call to come back to. And I think this is why we both do these kind of practices, let it be, I don't know, body work in general, yoga, Kundalini yoga, whatever it is, meditation, ritual in general, I think is something that really connects you. I have a very close friend, and he has a very tight-knit circle of friends that are like family to him. And when I ask him about like what did you do to like stay in touch over all these years, and what he once said to me is like, we have rituals together. It's like these things, like, okay, we celebrate this every year, or we go there every year, or whatever it is. I do this practice every morning, and it's something so magical about like this kind of repetition. And that's also what japa is in the yogic tradition, is about repetition and creating that form of discipline. You mentioned this name. Japa Creative is like the name of the brand for the sandalwood oils, right?
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I'm not getting off track, but I'm I'm
Mm,
doing a big round of things here. Um, I noticed you mentioned like a lot of things happened for you around 6 years ago, which I find very interesting. But maybe there was a certain thing that you want to share. But before that, really want to come back to the here and now and the present and what you're doing now. So we spoke about connection a lot, and I think this is also the purpose of your brand now, Waves of Her. And yeah, maybe you want to share a little bit more of what can we find in Waves of Her.
yes. So Waves of Her is a place to just be, without any masks. And I wanted to just create a brand for some products I'm making. And soon the first will come out. Actually, it will come out in the beginning of September. So there are some products and some collaborations with beautiful Hungarian brands. And yeah, it's just really really exciting line, but everything is connected to self-care, to self-love, to rituals. Because for me, rituals are truly the things that I'm doing every single day, and which keeps me grounded, which keeps, I don't know what, like I really need those rituals every single day in order to find my balance, in order to, yeah, to just exist. And so I wanted to kind of like create a brand on ritual, like around rituals. So there will be not just the product itself, but I would love to also create. I mean, I'm already like organizing retreats, but I would love to bring those retreats under the umbrella of Waves of Her. So I would love to have some retreats where we can truly connect with each other, and we can also connect to ourselves and, yeah, with our bodies. For me, movement in general is so important. Um, yeah, being a professional dancer for so many years gave me so much knowledge on the body and the movement, and now I'm studying to become a somatic practitioner. And I also like, yeah, like went to India, studied breathwork and Himalayan kriyas and yoga. So I feel like, like I have a lot of knowledge around body and the movement. So I would love to also like give this to people, because I feel we are so disconnected from our body these days. If I feel, when I'm doing my rituals, when I'm doing my practices, I feel I can really truly listen to my body, because my body is gonna tell me if a choice is right or not for me. And since I'm much more connected to my body, since I'm listening to my body is just making all the decisions in my life, literally. And I feel it's so beautiful and so healing. And I kind of like wanna show this. I wanna help in this to people who are interested in that. Because, yeah, as I said, I'm these days I'm trying to surrender and not decide things with my head, but more with my body. If I have a meeting with someone and my body is just like all over the place and I feel really bad, I'm canceling the meeting and I feel the release. And of course,
Amazing.
it doesn't mean that, like, sometimes do need to go to an uncomfortable place in order to grow. So I'm not saying that, like, no, cancel everything what doesn't feel right. But I think it's also beautiful, to kind of find the limit. What is the limit when this uncomfortable thing is serving your growth? Or what is the uncomfortable thing which is not good for you?
Yeah.
And I think the body can show this like very easily when you kind of start to connect with yourself. So yeah, I do offer, as I said, like one-on-one sessions when we are like working on these topics. And then like also like group settings, and I think it's so beautiful. So yeah, Waves of Her is kind of like an umbrella for offerings and some products, and really just like this juicy life with ourself, with our body, with our rituals.
I love it. Very Venusian. Um, and yeah, I love how you unpack this. And before we press record, we also spoke a lot about like discernment and boundaries and how to protect your energy, which is great because that's like the first t-shirt, right? It's like this epic photo of
Yes.
you on a t-shirt and then it says protect your energy. Uh, getting one, and I think this happened through a joke with a friend, right? Maybe you want to tell us a bit about how it came together, and now also like I think you found this amazing factory. So yeah, give us like a glimpse behind the curtains if you want to.
Yes, yes. So basically, this whole t-shirt idea um, came about a year ago, a little bit longer than a year ago, when I already decided to leave the dance company that I worked before. It was a beautiful dance company, and then I just felt that I would love to kind of give a gift to my closest friends who are working or who gonna stay in the company. And then I was just thinking, what kind of, present do I want to give? And then again, as everything, it came kind of with a meditation when I just felt that I would love to kind of leave something important behind with a message which is so important. And as a dancer, as we were talking about it before, it's so important to protect your energy. Sometimes choreographers are coming and they don't care who are you. They're just like putting all their ideas on you. And I sometimes, of course, not always, luckily, but sometimes you're working with people who you don't want to work with. And I think it's just so important to protect your energy always. And because I knew that I'm gonna leave this place, I also felt that I would love to stay in a way with them. So yeah, I created this t-shirt with also like the picture when I'm wearing a hat and a scarf and the sunglasses, like I literally like you know like you don't recognize me. And I took that selfie also very randomly before the premiere of mine because this is how I went to the theater. I just wanted to protect my energy, you know, as a great projector. So like I don't know, everything just kind of like again like was just so organic. Like I didn't plan any of this. I didn't took the selfie because of this reason. No, it was a existing selfie. I just put it on the t-shirt, I put the text, and then I gave it to them, and they just loved it. And you know, when I gave it to them, I started to post on this t-shirt, or post about this t-shirt on my social media, and I got, I think, more than 100 messages from other dancers, from other artists, or just like, you know, like random people that, oh my God, I would love to have this message on me. I would love to have this t-shirt. And then back then I was just so busy with my things, moving back to Hungary, being freelancer, just so many things. And about a few months ago, no, actually, I think in January, I decided to kind of make this happen.
Amazing.
So I find this factory here in Hungary, um, on the beautiful Hungarian family, and they're working with Hungarian women, which I find so beautiful. It's like, you know, it's a factory, it's a small factory countryside where they're really putting all their love and energy into their work. And I just find it so beautiful and precious. And I also wanted to connect a little bit with my land, with this land where I'm from. I got so much from this place. I got so much energy and beautiful things from this country, even though I'm not really living here, but I just felt that I would love to create all my products here. So yeah, so I find this factory, and then we started to talk, and they were really supportive, and they told me they usually work with big brands, but they just, I don't know, they just saw how passionate I am about this, and they were like, okay, let's do it. So I went to find the material. It's 100% cotton. Like I really wanted to make everything sustainable and great for the skin because I'm really sensitive. I'm usually just wearing cotton or linen or, you know, only natural material because it's also frequency, right? So yeah, I wanted to make everything like as good as possible. And I also just love that I still receiving pictures and selfies from my friends who have these t-shirts, sometimes sending me like, look, like I'm wearing you because I'm gonna have like a really hard conversation today and I just wanna feel your energy here on my chest. Or my other friend sent me the other day that like she had like a crazy painful period and she was just resting at home and she's like, look, I'm dying, but you are here with me. And you know, this like receiving these messages just, yeah, like just makes me so emotional. And that's the reason why I created this silly piece, which is just, yeah, it can be also just really like protective and present in your everyday life.
Love it. I fucking love it. It's so iconic and very rock star of you. I mean, there's just people out there with your face on the shirt. It's just, I love it. And yeah, I also love how, I mean, the Venus Guide is a travel magazine, even though we mostly talk about spirituality all the time. But this is also sensible in my but yeah, I love how you're saying that you're like also craving to connect back to your roots, where you're from, you know, the land, which I think we also often forget that you know, when we practice yoga or whatever, and we kind of use these traditions from India or wherever they're from, like usually not Europe. I think it's hard. Sometimes we forget that actually we have very ancestral rituals and things here as well that we don't really honor because we sometimes sometimes think they're like, I don't know, not important enough or whatever, you know. Also, I think as a person, when you grow up, you also have this process, and you're also describing this about like leaving the dance company or like the dance world. First, you create a lot of distance to something, and then you kind of return to it with a new lens and like a new eyes. And I think this is essentially the beauty of travel, whether we do it physically, mentally, emotionally, is just to shift perspective, right? And I also wanted to ask you, like, as a professional dancer and artist, I know you've been traveling a lot through all your life, and not living in the country where you're from. And yeah, is there like a certain place that comes to mind that really speaks to you? And what about this place is it? And this is also why the Venus Guide is never about just like one specific city, because I think that we connect to a certain energy in more than one place, and I just want to kind of yeah, weave these places together through this format.
Yeah, I was thinking so much about this, like where do I love to be? Because yeah, I just got this question a few days ago, and I was thinking so much about it because most of the time I'm traveling because of work. So like I'm not, let's say like I'm not selecting a country and then moving there and then finding a job. No, usually like also like Sweden, like it came because the dance company is one of the best in Europe. So I wanted to go there not because of the country, not because I wanted to live in Gothenburg, but mostly because of the dance company. So in my whole life, I was always, or like most of the time, I was traveling because of work. Um, and honestly, I feel like I'm still kind of trying to find which country aligns with me the most. But these days, I have to say, for the first time in my life, I started to connect with the countryside here in Hungary. So beautiful, so rich. The soil and the air and the nature is just so beautiful and yeah, it's just incredible. I think I never really appreciated Hungary the way how I appreciate it just yeah these days. But there is just something magical about it, and I feel that at some point I would love to buy a land here and just like I don't know, just have a little magical forest house or whatever. Like I don't know, I just feel like because of this lot of travel, I would love to have something here. But at the same time, I loved India. It was
Mm.
just so beautiful and super nourishing and really beautiful. And yeah, the country and the people, like, oh my God, amazing. And I'm also going to Bali for the first time in my life in October
You told
for
me.
quite a few months. So I'm also gonna be really curious about that, like how I gonna feel myself over there. So yeah, right now I feel I don't really have like a favorite place yet, but let's see. Let's talk about it half a year later.
Yes, yes, we can do another interview then. Oh my God, I can't wait for that actually, because I know it's going to be really exciting with everything that's coming up that we're not talking about now. But
It's a secret just yet.
yes, exactly. Yeah, that's going to be really, really amazing. No, I totally get that. And I think also India as a country, I think, you know, obviously with everything going on, but I feel like it's very rich in perception. You know, there's so much more color than here. There's so much more flavor and movement in a way. So I really get that. India is definitely also one of my favorite places, despite or also maybe because of all the challenges that you're faced there, right? I remember, I mean, I've been to India
Mm.
several times, and I think two or three times. And like the second time, I was like so excited to go there. And then I land, and it was just like the smell was insane. I was like, what were you thinking? Like, you knew this about this country, right? And then after like a few days, of course, you get into the groove. And then I think it takes like 4 weeks actually for me to really get into the flow of it. And then there's just something where you like, you never want to leave, kind of. Um,
Mm.
but then when you return to Europe, it's also like, especially being European, I think that's also very important to note because we just are sensitive to things there that, our bodies are just not used to. Then coming back to Europe, it's often also like a relief because it's just easier for our bodies here, right? But yeah, India is super, super magical. And yeah, is there anything that always comes with you when you travel? It can be your Protect Your Energy t-shirt, or it can be a ritual, it can be anything. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so interesting that when I studied in India last year, our guru was just saying that, like you can travel wherever you wanna go. It's so essential to have your little altar with yourself, because that's the thing, that as a traveler, like also for me, this past like few years was just all about traveling and never really living in one place, or especially in the past like 1 year, like literally coming back to Hungary for 1 day, doing the laundry, packing back to my thing, like, and just like living like this for almost a year. It was just crazy. And it's so important to have your things with yourself, because those little small things becomes your home in a way. So
Yeah.
for me, it's just really important to bring those little small things. It's like a little altar, which I bring everywhere with myself. And then those little things creates a beautiful atmosphere, a beautiful home to me. Whenever if I'm living in a hotel, or in a flat or Airbnb, whatever, like yeah, do have those essential things. And one of it is for sure is the essential oils, so important. The smell for me is the most important thing. Like if I have the right smells around me, I feel my nervous system can calm down. Like, so important. So I have incense with me always. I have candles with me always. Now I find a beautiful Hungarian candle factory actually. The name is And Your Stories, and I've been just in love with their candles. Everything is like made with love, and it's just amazing. So yeah, I'm traveling with that. I have my mala with me. I have my journal for sure, books. Even though I do have a Kindle, I just hate it. So I always carry like 1,000 books with myself. Even in many times I don't have time to read, but just, I don't know, just like traveling with your books, it also just creates a home feeling.
Yes,
So
I love that.
yeah, it's so important. And then I always have my analog camera with me. And most of the time, that's it. Oh, and sometimes I even bring my own cup with myself, because sometimes, like when you are like living in hotels and stuff like this, I don't know, I just love to have my cute mug or cup with me. So yeah, just like this home feeling. And sometimes I also bring my sheepskin with myself. It a bit depends if I have space or not in my luggage.
Yes.
And my meditation pillow. I think these are the essential things which is most of the time with me. Of course, if I'm going for 2 days, I'm not bringing my sheepskin and, like not all my books. But then if I go to a place for 1 or 2 months, then definitely I'm bringing all of these things with myself.
Yes, I love that. It's funny. The Venus Guide interview I did in this format is with Marina. You also know her, and she was in South Africa at the time. And I think she was like, "I don't know, should I bring my yoga mat or my sheepskin?" And I don't knows, but um, yeah, I love. I think it's also what you said. It sounds like it's always the things that you touch first after waking up, right? First of all, the smell touches you in a way. It's like the most immediate, like I said, but then also the cup in the morning. It's also something so important to me. Actually, I'm having coffee out of a cup that I made myself as well.
Oh, beautiful.
Feels so sacred, right? And then what you said about like always like coming back, doing laundry, packing again. I had an experience like this also the last few weeks where I was traveling like this a lot, only for like 2 days from here to there. And I really enjoyed it, but I'm like such a homebody that I really noticed actually I can be
Mm.
home anywhere, but and I essentially I carry it within me, and like we said, the rituals that we do, we create a certain we can kind of create a certain frequency for ourselves wherever we are. But then I was like, okay, I also noticed my absolute travel essentials are A, Palo Santo, because I want to, I love this smell. And like these woody, cool woody scents are really my thing. So I can create the energy, but also the smell that makes me feel comfortable. And then also tarot cards, because like you can ask the internet anything, but sometimes you just need a gateway to your intuition. It's really, and then I was
I
like,
love that.
no, I forgot the tarot cards. What am I gonna do?
Oh.
And then flip-flops, because they're like so versatile, and like you never know where you're gonna be, and if you want to protect your energy or your feet from, like, I don't know, it depends on the condition
Mm,
of the bathroom or whatever. I mean, in India, for example, you definitely
yeah.
flip-flops. And like these
Yeah, which are
things.
beautiful slappers.
Exactly, the sleepers. I love them so much. And you also have the beautiful red ones, right? But also, like, I think they're just so effortless. Like, you can wear them to anything and, like, create a really cool look with them. So they're really versatile, and yeah, I love that. So these are my three things that I recently discovered for myself. And I wanted to ask you, is there a book that you're currently reading that you really love?
Mm, right now, wait, I'm reading this book from Rick Rubin. I think it's like this really famous book of his. I
Yes.
think I started actually I don't know because I'm reading this in Hungarian, which is weird. Oh, The Creative Act is the English
Yes, yes, I have
title.
it as well. Do you see it? Here, it's here, it's here.
Oh
Can
my
you?
God, I love that. Yes. It's amazing. Oh my God, I love it. So yeah, I am reading this these days, but like the thing is, I know it's really bad, but I'm really busy, like studying a lot and doing just so many things. So I feel like I'm just like reading one chapter and then I'm leaving that for 1 month and another chapter. So I'm quite like, yeah, like slow with this, but I also don't mind. Like, sometimes you don't need to rush with things.
No, I think
Yeah.
this is a really good book to read in exactly this way. And I think he also mentions this in that book, that you can just open a random page and, like, receive the message and then put it back down. So, yeah. Uh, Beautiful. I think we covered a lot of beautiful things. Tell me again, when is the launch of your t-shirt?
Probably well, so the date is not set yet, but probably on the 6th or 7th of September.
Okay,
I'm just
amazing.
in contact now with the factory. I will have a meeting with them after we finish our conversation. So I will know exactly like when is the date, but probably yeah in the first few weeks of September.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, great. Cool. I will definitely get one. I cannot wait.
Oh
And
man, I will send you one. Oh my God.
you. Amazing. Yeah, I cannot wait. It will be, I will take it to New York with me. This is my next trip planned, is to New York. It's the first time I'm going, and it's also like a decision I'm really making from the body. It has been like such a long time coming. I've planned to go there, or not planned, like, I don't know, just the signs, dropping in for like 2 years now, but I was really waiting for an aligned moment. And I know that right now I also kind of have to take the leap to do it, but I can't wait to be there, and like, yeah, connect to whoever is there and whatever is there for me. It's going to be a huge opportunity. I feel it. So I can't wait to.
It's amazing. I am so proud of you, like truly.
That's so sweet. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I really would love to take your t-shirt there with me. And yeah, next to the travel essentials, another question that I always ask for the Venus Guide is, what does beauty mean to you?
Mhm. Oh, can I just say some random words?
Yeah.
So beauty for me these days is rawness and living without masks and being honest and transparency and Yeah. And just truly speaking your truth, creating boundaries, also beauty for me these days. And finding yourself, finding your rituals, finding your small circle, and yeah, just creating your dream life and
Mhm.
living also in your dream life, like living the way how you want to live in the rest of your life. I think is so beautiful because this is how at least for me, this is how the only way how I can truly create a bigger future for myself. I don't know. Like this is
Yeah.
how I manifest. I always imagine that I'm in this place. I always imagine that I am with this person. And then a few years later, I'm with that person. Few years later, I'm dancing there. So yeah, this is definitely beauty for me to just truly follow your dreams
Wow.
with your heart.
Wow. The perfect last words. That really gave me goosebumps. I love it. Thank you so much, Bettina. It was such a pleasure speaking to you. I'm really grateful you took the time and we had this exchange. We can find you on Instagram, right? For Waves of Her. Can we
Yeah.
already book one-on-one spots? How do I book a one-on-one? How do we book a one-on-one with you? We message you?
Yeah, from October, you can find it on my website. My website is also coming now in September, and then the one-on-one sessions will start in October. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you for
Okay.
asking.
Of course, yeah, let's live the dream. Thank you so much. Yeah, it was really, for me, it was beautiful to speak to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank you for everyone who was listening. And I'm just like sending you and for the audience members also so much love and beautiful days.
Thank you.